Audi TT Mk1, removing the rear bumper.
Hi all, Andy here and welcome back to the channel, where tonight I'm going to be covering how to remove the rear bumper on the Mk1 Audi TT. From what I can see, there's no difference between removing the bumper on the Roadster or the Coupe, so this guide should work for both cars. I'm going to address this for the complete beginner in removing the bumper, so before we start, here's a list of tools that you're going to require.
Feel free to pause the video up here, but I rate this job difficulty a rating of 3 out of 5.
There's probably a whole list of reasons why you want to remove the bumper. For me personally, I need to take a look at what's caused this paint damage just below the number plate. The damage to the paint predates my ownership. It was always there. So I don't know if the bumper's been pushed in and cracked or if it's just damage to the paint. The only way I'm going to find this out is to remove the bumper entirely and see on the back of it.
First step is to take your trolley jack and 2 axle stands and get the rear wheels off the ground. We need to do this to remove both rear wheels so that we can remove the wheel liners to access the retaining bolts for the bumper. I have covered how and where to jack the car in a previous video, which I will leave a link to above. For safekeeping, I screw the road wheel bolts back into the holes. With the wheels out of the way, you can get a good look at your suspension before carrying on. I will cover that in another episode, but the rotor looks pretty good condition back here with very little corrosion. While in the wheel arch, as you can see, the plastic arch liners. These are held in place by 12 T25 torx screws in various locations around the liner. If you want a detailed description on removing the rear liners, I do cover that in my changing the rear shocks video, which is linked above. I do store all the screws in a piece of cardboard as always, so I know exactly where each one goes back. To highlight where these bolt locations are, let's look at the driver's side wheel arch liner. This is the outer edge of the car and this is the inner side of the car. This is the rear of the arch liner. The 12 bolt locations are shown here with 6 of them at the rear, 2 inner liner bolts here and here, 1 at the top of the arch in the middle here, and then these 3 more highlighted at the front of the arch here.
Remember to free up the arch liner from the front of the sill as it has these clips. I work at the back and bring the front edge away first. Now this is a dirty job because there's lots of rubbish that sits behind the liner, which we can clean before we put it back in place. It comes out just like that. For safekeeping, I'm going to keep the arch liner over the wheel for now, lean it back and put my fixings on top so I know which goes with which wheel. You can see by the lack of movement here that this is fixed at the bottom as well and it's pretty tight. So there must be a fixing here and a fixing here. So we'll take a look underneath, see what we can see. Yeah, there we go. So you've got your T25 torx there and your T25 torx there. And that holds the plastic part of the bumper onto this metal panel attached to the car. That's one out. There's normally a snag on these type of things on cars, so let's see if we can work out why that is. So I'll put a bit of pressure behind and that allows the bolt to come out. So it was just spinning, but a bit of pressure got that out. So that has now freed up the bottom of the vallance from the car. So far we have freed up this side of the bumper from the wheel arch liner. We've freed up the vallance. We now need to take out the driver's side wheel arch liner and repeat the steps.
So that is the driver's side wheel arch liner out as well, and I store it over the top of the removed wheel along with the torque screws.
Both wheel arch liners are now off, the vallance is unbolted. Now it's time to remove the 2 10mm bolts in each wheel arch. I'm going to show you that now. Looking in the passenger wheel arch, we can see there's this metal bodywork. So if we follow this all the way up to this indentation in the bodywork, you will see just inside there are 2 bolts, 2 10mm bolts here, just at the top of that indentation. So we need to remove both of those 10mm bolts with the socket. There we go. So that's both the bolts out from this side. I can feel, there you go, that's how loose that is. The bumper now almost pops off.
Repeat the process for the 2 bolts on the driver's side.
So that's all the work needed to loosen the rear bumper in the wheel arches. Now we need to move inside the trunk or boot. So if I open up the boot, the remaining bolts that are holding this bumper in place are all under these 2 black covers in the trunk. All under here and here. So we need to gently remove these plastic clips. Now they are brittle, so be careful. This is where one of my favourite tools comes in very handy. The bicycle tyre lever, as always. So my tip for unclipping these is starting in this corner. Get your bike lever underneath, literally lift it. You can then get your finger under and then gently put the tyre lever underneath and just loosen and lift. Loosen and lift. Put your hand underneath. Keep loosening and lifting. Don't force it if it won't give, but you will find it will loosen until you're at the point where you can just feed it under this liner from the lights and it pops off. No damage. So if we look on the back of it, you can see the clips are all around the outside. So where I started was here. There was nothing holding it in, and I've essentially levered that up and loosened these 2 off first. So that's a good place to start. Let's do the same on the other side. I'll put that to one side for safekeeping. Just get under the top layer of the plastic and lift, and it will come undone. Be careful that you don't go too far down, or you'll end up getting under the bumper and cracking the bumper. So again, we've got our hand underneath, and we're literally just going to fettle it along till we loosen it. Pull it from under this seal along the light, just tease it out along the edge of the light, and it's out. You don't need to make note of left and right. It's pretty obvious where they go back, but put them to one side. And lo and behold, the fixings that hold it in place are more Torx T25 screws. 2 on each side of the bumper, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all that's holding the top of the bumper in place, so let's get those off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the bumper is completely unscrewed, and the only thing that's really holding it in place now is the fact that the corners of the bumper are clipped either side onto the car. So I'm going to loosen this side, then the driver's side, and it's hanging on the bodywork. And then I'm going to literally lift this bumper off. So let's unclip the side corners first. So it's clipped around here. Lift it slightly away from the bodywork and it will clip out. You'll hear that unclip and it will sit proud of the bodywork. On the driver's side we'll repeat, pull out, you can hear it unclip and you can see the bumper starting to come away. That's fully free on that side. So let's make sure there's plenty of movement lower down. Yeah, that's off, that is all off now. Now, as you notice, I held the bumper in place, put a bit of pressure on to keep it against the car. That's completely off on the passenger side. It's still literally hanging on the top of the bodywork there, so I'm just going to make sure I hold this in place this side also. And that's off now, it's all undone. The bumper weighs absolutely nothing. So all I'm going to do now is get hold of the bumper with 2 hands, pull it away from the back of the car, and it's away. With the bumper off, we can see how dirty it's got, literally underneath. So plenty of cleaning up to be done before I put the bumper back in place. Something I've noticed with the back bumper removed is this heavy weight here on the Roadster on the passenger side of a UK car is not present on the driver's side. That's actually missing. Looks to me like it's not meant to be there on this side of the car, although there is a hole down here that would mirror that one, but the part is missing. So if anyone knows in the comments if it should have that same weight on that side of the car, please do let me know. So there we have it, one removed bumper, and it's quite interesting to look on the back of it. Despite this paint damage, if I spin that around, there looks to be no structural damage from this side. So lucky for me, it's only paint. There's no damage to the plastic, so I can repaint this and make it good as new. One thing worth pointing out, for those of you that like to replace the bottom panel over the exhaust, the bottom vallance, you can see you simply unclip this and you can interchange this. So if you want to replace your bumper with a part from a 3.2 or a Quattro Sport, it's just a matter of unclipping the bottom vallance and replacing it. Simple as that. So if you like what you've seen today in my video, then please do think about giving it a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel if you've not already done so. Here you'll find a whole host of content on the Audi TT Mk1. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon. Take care.